Allende was head of what was called a popular unity government, which was a broad base of a variety of political parties, all of which were doing things like helping the poor. There had been taken place in Chile a shift of national income, that huge portion that went to people who don't work in the form of interest and dividends, and a bigger portion of that went to people who work for wages and salaries. So there was a democratization of the economy and a bettering. The military there moved very decisively and killed Allende. You didn't have the problem of a live president walking around coming to the U.S. Aristide is a problem, you see. When he got away, you can bet there were some guys in Langley, Virginia, in the CIA who were very, very upset. Now that he's around, he becomes a living symbol of the undemocratic oppression, the overthrow of democracy. Allende was killed, all his people were rounded up, and that was that. You see, the goal in all these countries is to, ideally, to keep that existing social structure where 2% of the people own 80% of the land, where they control everything, where they open it up to foreign U.S. corporate investors to make as much profit off they can off the cheap labor in those countries and the natural resources in the land and all that stuff. But to legitimate it with a veneer of democracy, a window dressing of democracy. So now you even have in Chile, Pinochet's constitution is in power, where you have democratic parties in and a prime minister, and they say democracy has returned to Chile. Well, it's not really true. The constitution also says that the military will have its own budget and decide its own budget and its own policies, and that military at any time is totally unaccountable to the civilian authorities, and it could come in. It could come in and blow the whistle again and do the bloodletting again, which has happened repeatedly in Argentina. You know, every so often. Then they finally hold elections again because the people agitate and fight, and then all the popular forces come to the fore. They legitimate. They lay down their arms. They start working in organizations. Boom! Then comes another coup. You round them up, put them against the wall, kill them all again, and this goes on until people get very cynical about the democracy. And I think that's what's got to happen in Haiti. What they want to do is tame it so they're not just killing. I mean, you have even people like people on Nightline upset about it, because you see, some of these people really believe that U.S. policy has something to do with helping democracy. So they get upset. They say, well, those bodies are really stacking up in Haiti. What's going on? Why should we not help Aristide? Or what's that military all about? And Clinton can't turn around and say, hey, the function of that military is to do with the function of the military everywhere, which is to make the world safe for the Fortune 500, to make the world safe for the big corporate investors, and to make the world safe not only for just direct investment, but to make sure that no alternative system comes in, a system that wants to use the land, the labor, the resources, and the capital of the country in a different way rather than in the private profit way.